What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you a very simple way to attack the man under meta. But before we do that, guys, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden 20 live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. The link is below in the description, and I do have exclusive subscriber-only content for my Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subscribers. My Tier 2 subscribers will get my Washington Redskins Hot Route Master offense on top of those sub tips that go out every single Friday. Okay, guys, let's get into a little bit of housekeeping here before we get into the tip. I want to say thank you to anybody who has ever watched a video, whether this is your first time watching a video or you are watching every day along the upload streak, which I think is over 50 at this point. Thank you so much for your support. In the 2 months, almost to the day, the 29th of February was my first day, basically back on my own, no longer working with Mutthead and Playbook. Basically 2 months to the day, we have hit 2,000 subs and gotten monetized. We are in the process of finishing up our monetization paperwork with YouTube. You guys have allowed me to make this, something that I can do for a living, along with the support that you guys have shown me and the love that you've shown me on the Twitch channel. And of course, we got a website to come. This has been a really insane 2 months. I know, especially with the pandemic, and a lot of people out there don't know where their next paycheck is coming from. And just the love and support that you guys have shown me here on the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you. This is the beginning of something great. And I'm so glad that you guys are supporting and allowing me to do what I do for a living. Okay, enough of the lovey-dovey, but I really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into today's tip. We're going to be talking about how to beat the man under meta. This is going to be a piggyback tip off of the gift wrapped video that I did the other day. I've gotten a lot of questions over the last 2 days about gift wrapped. Are you still using it? How is it going? And I do want to give a little bit of a mini update here heading into this tip. Gift wrapped is good. It is a good ability. There have been other content creators out there that have seen it and say that it's improved their passing game, especially to the players that don't have abilities to catch balls. It is really, really good. If you throw the ball to open receivers, they got a step. More often than not, they're holding on to it. Now, what it is not the same as post flag elite. You can't just throw gift wrap balls to anyone and expect them to hold on to a ball after the catch against an enforcer. But if you're throwing timing throws, you've got a guy that's got a step, it's got body positioning on a DB, more often than not, you're going to hold on to the ball. I want to say on Monday, I had a stream where basically I held on to everything. Yesterday's stream was pretty good. I only dropped, I think, 2 passes. But for me personally, I had to make a decision between gift wrapped and QB playmaker on my Mike Vick Hot Route Master Golden Ticket. And I just found that for me personally, I felt the loss of the QB playmaker, especially against, people that drop a lot of coverage or blitz heavy and you want to reroute a guy into an open spot on the field because they're trying to use way too much turf. Those situations seem to be more frequent to me than the situations where I felt that gift wrapped was benefiting me. That being said, if you don't have a golden ticket, you should absolutely be looking at gift wrapped as an ability to help out your non-ability receivers. Now, there is a bug that I've heard. Scramblers apparently don't get gift wrapped. So that is something I'm going to look into. I'm going to try to reach out to Jake Stein or somebody on the Mutt team and find out why, because I'm pretty sure the spreadsheet that has been floating around the community from EA shows that all quarterbacks should get gift wrapped. And that's what I said, I believe, the other day in the video when I did that talking point. And again, that video is below in the description. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, please watch that video on gift wrap, because I think that could really help bring back passing no matter what offense you run. So I am going to try to reach out to EA and find out if that is intentional by design, or if that's something that they need to make sure they're working in for scrambling quarterbacks to get that archetype, the gift wrap, because as far as I know, everybody's supposed to be able to get it. Okay, so housekeeping's done. Let's talk about today's tip. I've gotten a lot of questions about, hey, 3-3-5 wide, 2-man under. It's really, really hard to run the ball on this. I did show a video the other day of a couple routes that can manipulate this, but I wanted to kind of dumb it down a little bit and do something really, really simple and something that could piggyback off the gift wrap. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the smash concept. If you don't know what the smash concept is, go to the concept tab in whatever playbook you're in, go to quick pass options, or I'm sorry, go to medium pass options and go down 1 to smash. And the smash concept is a route combination in which the outside receiver is going to run a short route, typically a hitch. Sometimes it's going to be an out route from a bench concept, but more often than not, it's a hitch. And the inside receiver is going to run a corner. And that's designed to be actually a cover 2 beater, where you put the outside cloud flat defender in a situation where they have to choose to sink underneath the corner and give up the hitch, or play tight to the hitch and give up the corner route over the top on the sideline. But in this situation, we're going to actually use this to beat man coverage, because hitch routes are unbumpable. So what you want to look for in your playbook is a 2x2 set. If you don't know what 2x2 means, it means 2 receivers on each side of the field. It could actually be a tight end in the slot too, counting as a slot receiver, but 2x2, just like, you know, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, typically a running back in the backfield. Shotgun sets, a lot of shotgun spread sets will have a smash concept. So just kind of look at your playbook for one. You take a look here. Hitch corners, that's a really good example. In fact, that's the one that we're going to call here in this video. As you go through it, smash, halfback, check, very similar. Actually in a different formation, but it's also a spread Y flex. These are perfectly fine. And the reason that we want these against the 2-man under meta is because hitch routes are unbumpable. So that allows you to run these hitches on the outside basically as unbumpable curls and smart route them up to 10 yards. Now, the best part is you can go ahead and take your inside receivers, put them on hitches since they are slot receivers, and all slot receivers also get hitches, and smart route those, making this a situation where your opponent has to choose one of 4 hitches, all of which are going to be usually timing based and unimpeded by press coverage. Now, sometimes you will see the slot receivers, depending on your formation, kind of get a little bit of a jam, but nothing too crazy where you can't still time it up and throw it in rhythm. And that is why I think that the gift wrapped ability is going to help. Hitches actually don't get any benefit. Like if you were to use, I think it's called Curl Comeback Elite. I don't think anybody uses those abilities in the game. Hitches actually don't fall underneath the umbrella of curls, and I don't know why. So there actually is no route chemistry in the game that gives a boost to catching hitches in traffic. This has led to a lot of frustration this year. You throw a hitch against zone, or you throw a hitch against man, you know, and you throw it right at the stick on a smart route, and they catch it, they take a step, and they get hit from behind and drop it. And you either turn the ball over on downs on a crucial 4th down and 7, or, you know, now you're in 4th down and 7 because, you know, that zone coverage that wasn't guarding it hit it a second and a half after you actually caught it, and you dropped it for an incomplete pass. That is what the gift wrapped is going to help you stop, is, you know, those catch, tackle, drop animations. You want those catch, tackle, hold on to the ball animations is what you want. Now, here in practice mode, there is no quarterback in the game that gets gift wrapped. So I would highly urge you to take this into MUT, try it out in solo challenges and see how it works for you. But let's go ahead and show you. I mean, obviously the 3-3-5 meta is well documented. They're basically going to spread their defensive line, press their coverage, and then they're going to spy their safeties to stop the run, and then they back up their user. Now, if you're facing this is perfect ability for you to go ahead and just run those 4 smart hitches. This play in particular is in the Ravens book, where the running back just runs a streak down the field. If they ignore that running back straight down the middle, that's going to be a lob touchdown if they're over aggressive with their user. So this type of play in the Ravens book is perfect for this coverage, because you could just choose whichever one you want to throw to. And if they decide to use it with the middle linebacker, that means that the running back is uncovered for a lob touchdown. So it really puts them in a bind. Now I want you to go ahead and just kind of watch all these curls. We're going to start on the left side. I love these because you're just going to go ahead and just throw them with timing. And again, you're going to aggressive catch those. And you guys are used to that type of animation where you catch it and then you get hit from behind. Like half the time you drop it, right? And it's so frustrating because it's like, man, I threw that perfectly. I threw that in perfect rhythm. You know, he had the body positioning on the ball and he decided to drop it. You know, same thing over here. You throw it, you catch it right there. We got good separation. I love hitches in general against press man coverage because they're not bumpable. Now, like I said, some sets on defense will basically get a slight reroute of the slot receivers, but nothing too crazy where you can't still throw it to them. So again, you're going to see right here. Let's go ahead and go to the slots here. Like I said, on smash routes, you've already got the stock outside hitches. Just smart them up to 10 routes. And then you can put the slot receivers on hitches as well, because those are hot routes that are available to all slot receivers. And then you smart route those up. Now here you kind of see like nothing really crazy, not really a real reroute. You throw the ball to Snead, he gets hit from behind. Sometimes he drops that. Here in this example, we're fortunate, but in gift wrapped, you're going to notice, in my opinion, you're going to notice an extremely higher catch and traffic rate than without gift wrapped, because the receiver is considered open or uncovered, I guess, as the menu says on the power up menu for your quarterback. And it gives them a higher catch rate or a catch and traffic rate. Not quite, like I said, like a post flag elite catch and traffic where they can take a hit from a enforcer, but certainly going to be able to deal with somebody hitting them in the back on a conservative dive tackle after they catch the ball and still hold on to the football. That is where you really notice it, is you basically non-ability corners and non-ability safeties hitting the guy a step after they catch the ball and they hold on to it. So we'll continue showing a couple more examples here. Again, any type of smash concept, just smart route your outside receivers up to 10 yards, put your inside receivers on hitches as well and smart route them. And then, you know, it's up to you what you want to do with the running back. But I love, especially if you use Hot Route Master, you could use Texas routes. You could use, you know, the stock streak on this route if you're in the Ravens book. There are a number of options available to you. But in general, this defense is all predicated on stopping the run and then having man coverage and relying on the fact that, you know, if you don't have an ability receiver, it's really hard to beat man coverage. Well, this is one of those routes where you don't need an ability to beat man coverage. And then if you have an ability on your quarterback, like gift wrapped, you're going to hold on to the ball pretty consistently. Now, in this example, we're going to pay attention to Boyle. I think he's going up against TJ Watt here in this example. But, you know, he might get a slight reroute from TJ, but you're still going to be able to throw this ball. You see right here, a little swim move in place. You throw the ball, possession catch. Those are the animations where right there we held onto the ball because probably TJ Watt has a little bit lower man coverage. But, you know, if that's somebody else, a nickel corner, a safety playing man coverage, those are where you notice the catch tackle drops that jar the ball loose, and gift wrap can counter those. Now, again, like I said, if your opponent decides to really start to bait, especially the slot hitches, they're going to struggle in this defense to get out to the outside receiver hitches, which is why I love this so much. Because what ends up happening is in order for your opponent to stop it, they have to play cloud flats on the outside, and your opponent's not going to want to take that risk, because if they take that risk of playing cloud flats, that means they need to put their safeties and deep halves over the top, which is going to reopen up the run game. So, you know, it's kind of like a chicken or the egg situation where it's like, okay, you know, I can stop the run, but I also am not going to be able to play, you know, man coverage on the outside hitch. If I want to stop the outside hitch, I have to put the outside corner into a cloud flat, which means that I can't stop the run because I have to put the safety into a deep half. And if they decide that they want to play outside quarters or deep halves on the outside, the hitch will also beat those as well. So really the only adjustment they're going to be able to make is a hard flat or a cloud flat. And if they don't put the safety in a deep half over the top of that zone, you can streak that receiver and you're gone for a one-play lob score. So you're just going to basically turn this into a very simplified cat and mouse game against them, because this is more of a block shed defense, and you can still quick pass out of this. You could, you know, you got a situation where if you catch them, you know, cheating on the outside hitches, just leave one on a streak and one on a hitch, and, you know, read if you got the bomb to Roberts, and if not, glance to any of the other three hitch routes. And plus, your opponent can really only use her one. So, you know, let's talk about that even. If your opponent decides to really get over aggressive with the user player on this, and they're spying and playing those safeties downhill, that is where you're gonna be able to really, you know, lob that ball. So you saw right there, the running back on that play was wide open down the seam. Right there, I kind of just left the user in the middle of the field. But if they don't cover their responsibility on this play in particular out of the Ravens book, this guy just runs straight down the field. I mean, they have to user that guy, or else that's going to be a lob touchdown. So if they're playing that man coverage, you know, they've got to adjust to this. This is something that is rather tough. So if you're facing someone that bases out of nothing but 3-3-5 wide, go to the smash concept, dumb it down, the smash concept, and dumb it down, and just make them play into your hands. Don't try to sit there and play the route combination game and try to, you know, have multiple slants and posts and hope that they use the wrong one before a pass rush elite block sheds you. No, just get out there, put those timing concepts on the field, put the gift wrapped on there, and that two-man under, at least in this situation where you're running a 2x2 with 4 hitches, is really going to struggle against this this type of approach. So hopefully this video was beneficial for you guys. It was more or less just kind of a counter to a defensive meta type of video. You know, if you get them out of 3-3-5 wide and into something else, that's great. So, you know, if this tip results in your opponent not calling 3-3-5 wide, at least you're making them move on and use a defense that honestly requires a little bit more thought. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.